In this video, I will be showing you how to install a Haltech gear indicator onto a 2002 to 2005 Honda VFR800. This process is also very similar to the 98 to 2001 VFR800 as well. Special note, if you have an 06 or newer VFR800, then it is a completely different process. The 06s have a plug-and-play method, which is super simple to do. It's literally just one plug. This is a semi-plug-and-play kit for the VFR800. However, it does require you splicing into the factory wiring on the ECU. Make sure you are comfortable with doing this, and remember, I am not responsible for any issues you may or may not have with your bike in the future. You do this at your own risk.
Okay, so there's this little one here and this bigger one right there, and two of these pop pins, and the little one goes here, bigger one goes there, two pop pins go up here.
Located underneath the coolant reservoir, there are two connectors. You have to unplug them and plug in the gear indicator connectors into the respective connectors. Next, you will need to figure out where you want to place the gear indicator. I chose underneath the tachometer. Once you decide where you want it, stick it on there and snake the wires through where the fairing would go and connect the two connectors.
Okay, so a slight problem. This cord that they have provided, this has to splice into the ECU. Now, this is where the connector is, so that tiny little cord has to feed all the way over here to the ECU. Now that's not long enough, so what I did was I took some extra wire and I just used a posse connector. I don't have a soldering gun, so I just did this. I've never had an issue with one of these before, so I'm gonna use this. I'll also seal it up with some electrical tape, and it'll be just fine, honestly. And then I'm gonna just tap this part in to the ECU. So all that's left is I have to route this wiring through here, which will just take a few seconds.
In order to snake the wires, I decided to prop up the tank and run them through around the airbox. Now the final part is tapping into the ECU. Located on the brake side of the bike, you will find the ECU. You will need to remove a 5mm Allen key to release the ECU from the enclosure. Once you do that, you'll need to locate the yellow wire with a green stripe. It's not the green wire with a yellow stripe, it's the yellow solid with a green stripe. It's located on the gray connector. I opted to use the posse tab rather than the provided connector from Haltech, but you can use either one. Now our last step is calibration. Make sure that the bike is on its center stand and the rear wheel is comfortably off the ground. When you turn on the ignition, the display will count down to 1 and then display an L. Start the bike and after a few seconds it will flash to 1. It is ready to start learning. Put it in first gear, let out the clutch and accelerate it to around 3,000 to 4,000 RPMs and wait for the display to flash with an N. Change up and repeat all the way up until 6th gear until the unit is calibrated. And that is the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed this video or found it helpful, and please remember to leave a like, and if you haven't already, then consider subscribing. I make a new video every single week. Thanks for watching, take care, and bye bye.